Welcome to the Theater of Others podcast. My name is Adam Marple, and I'm the co-artistic director of the Theater of Others. With the COVID-19 pandemic forcing a shutdown and reevaluation of space and gathering, we at the Theater of Others are thinking about what stories we need and how best we can share them. We believe space is psychology, and it informs the way in which an audience interacts and reacts to what is presented to them. We create uniquely theatrical events in bespoke sensory performance spaces crafted to encourage curiosity and grant the audience permission to commune with the play. Now that space has moved online, how can we encourage interaction and action amongst an audience virtually? The Theater of Others produces plays that both welcome and challenge the audience. We are committed to international collaboration and are a laboratory that helps artists grow through intensive study of their craft. The Theater of Others creates a shared community of artists and audiences for the purpose of exploring the most profound issues of our lives and times. We believe the play watches the audience. The audience is necessary, and they are witness to what happens. And you get to be witness to us making that happen. The purpose of this podcast is to open up our process and let you in. We're peeling back the curtain, so to speak, and encouraging you to follow along, to ponder, prod, and question, to join us and criticize us if need be. Being a witness is no passive task, and it requires much from you. Are you up for the journey? On the podcast today from Melbourne, Australia, our co-artistic directors Budi Miller and myself in Cairo, Egypt. This podcast contains explicit language.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Budi.
How you going?
I'm okay. How are you?
Are you sure you're okay? I think I'm supposed to be here to brighten your day. What's going on, Adam Marple? What's happening?
Nothing is happening. It's just one of those days. You know, you have a day that nothing's happened. It's just you find yourself in a blah mood and you just write it out.
Are you menopausing?
I wouldn't deign to steal that from the the women in the world who actually go through that, but
I hear menopause is a real thing.
Okay.
The men are paused. The men are paused.
They should be. Men should pause often before they say anything.
Especially white men. Hello. They don't even say anything else. Oh. Are you menopausing right now? Wow. So is that how you do it? I'm learning that the most uncomfortable white men are the ones that are actually doing the work. Thank you, Adam Marple. Thank you, Adam Marple. He's doing the work. He's a disgruntled white man. He's doing the work. If you see a white man on the street and he's smiling and dancing, run for the hills, honey, because he might not be doing the work. Now is not the time to be celebrating as a white man. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, so I'm going to keep my efforts on this podcast are to get you going, buddy, is to turn that frown upside down.
You go, girl.
Thanks, Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm in a good mood because I saw Stephen Galtney today.
Oh, that's good. How's Stephen?
He's good. We are, I swear, the most amazing people on the planet.
That's good to hear. I've got both of you in my life. That's fantastic. I have two of the most amazing people.
You are one lucky guy. You are lucky.
Clearly.
We spent so he was supposed to meet Jackie and I for brunch, and he overslept through 5 alarms.
That's very unlike Stephen. Wow.
And can you imagine the look in his face when he woke up? You know, he was exhausted because he put that boy he's trying to write your play, Adam Marple.
Yeah, but he works new hours. He doesn't work the overnight hours anymore when he
He's
does this.
trying to write your play with your deadline, Adam Marple.
By his imposed deadline. I gave him no deadline other than don't take 17 years to write this play like the last one.
He's trying to write your play with your deadline. You know, it takes him 15
Good.
years to write a play.
Good. I'm a true taskmaster. Everybody knows this about me. He
And
better
he missed brunch
better
because
get
of
his
you.
ass in line. Good.
You made
No more
him miss
brunches.
brunch.
No more brunches. Art. Art first.
You made our goalie miss his brunch.
Good. He can earn his brunch when he finishes my goddamn play.
that poor baby. So then, before then, I ran into an artist that, look at this bracelet, Adam. See this? Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
See that? It's like the kind of bracelet you give to like a little kid when they're born.
Yeah.
But this is for an adult. And this is an artist that I have been like supporting and buying from since my early years in Brooklyn, Adam Marple. I ran into him. I was like, yo. And he was like, yo. And I was like, you're still doing it. Because he does this really great work. He like embeds wood inside of silver. And it's really fine work that he does. And I have some of his original pieces when he was working out of his kitchen. And so I was like, I had to go and get this. I said, I gotta buy. You know me. I gotta support my people. Now, Ramon is his name, and I gotta think of a word. Do I have the? Let me look and see if I have the business card. No, I don't have this. I have his Instagram. Hold on. Y'all need to go and visit my boy and show him some love because he is fucking brilliant. Mono. Okay, so it's mononewyork.com. Go to mononewyork.com. And the Instagram is Mono New York, New York spelled all one word. Mono New York Works. Mono New York Works. Y'all, he's fucking brilliant. And he's one of the homies. He was like, oh man, how you doing? He's like, I remember when you were on Classin. Because that's where my studio was in Brooklyn. He's like, I was like, yeah. He's like, and you were doing your whole Bali thing. And I was like, yeah, I'm still doing it. He's like, yeah. And then like the last time we talked, you were moving to Singapore. And I was like, yo, man, this is what happened. And we just caught up, and it was so fucking cool. And he's so badass, y'all. You got to support the people, support our people. But what was really great about it? It was that New York moment of like, what? He's selling his stuff in Soho, like at one of the stalls, and he's just I don't even remember what street it was on, but it's one of those side streets. But y'all just go to his Instagram, show him some love, buy
What's his
stuff.
Instagram again?
His Instagram is Mano, Mano.
Okay, there you go. That was the important part because that I'm looking at it. Mano. There you go. That'll be
Mano. Mano. New York. Newyork. Works. WRKS. Mano Works. But Mano, he's a Latin fella. He's a Latin bloke. He's from Brooklyn. But yeah, so it was good. So I bought my bracelet, I got my shoes, then I had an amazing brunch, and then on the corner was my favorite place to get cupcakes. Now, yo, I'm gonna post that video on Instagram. I had Jackie, because I made a video for Galtney to make him jealous that he's missing all this fun, and we did the whole like what's her name from Devil Wears Prada, the not Meryl Streep, but the assistant, Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway's special way of eating cupcakes where you break off the top and you flip it and make a sandwich out of it.
Oh, okay, yes.
I did a video like that for Galtney just to make him jealous. And every time, listen, y'all, whenever I buy a cupcake, what is the name of this place? It's on the corner. It says it's like cupcakes, and it's like it has no name. It's where that it's at. You know in Soho where that famous pizza parlor is, a pizza place with the Sicilian pizza. Adam, when's the last time you've been in New York?
2017.
You don't know nothing about nothing.
I don't spend a lot of time in Soho buying John Fluvog shoes and whatever else. I don't buy clothing in Soho.
Well, my favorite cupcake place is just around the corner. And when I buy cupcakes at a Marple, I expect them to be like that, and they never are. And so I shared a cupcake with Jackie, and it was just, I can still taste it. It was just. Then I broke my bag from Michigan to New York. The handle broke. You know my famous bag, the one that's really beautiful, made in India, and everyone thinks that it's like the most amazing bag in the world. Well, that bag needs to go to repair, and I'm traveling, so I need to have me a bag. Mama need a bag. So we go into this vintage store that's right there, and they had my bag. But then they also have my new purse. Girl, look at this bag. Hold on, let me get it. Look at this bag. Adam Marple, look at this bag. Look at her.
That is a bag.
Isn't she pretty? But like, look at the way this sits on my arm like this. So I can go off and do my thing. I can vogue. I can dip. I can slip. I can do my thing. So, and it's all about the costume, honey. You got to make sure your stuff is together. So then, after all my fun and escapades and helping Jackie pick out a ring for her life, not for her wedding because she's already married, for her life, I met up with Galtney. And then all we did was errands. And we literally ran back between my bank and AT&T because my car wasn't working. For the system there was something wrong with their actual machines. It's like sometimes I just feel like I'm in a developing country when I'm like in America when it comes to like technology and just like things working the way they need to work. I'm like, Singapore, I want why can't everything be efficient like Singapore? So as you can tell, I had a really great day, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
I was running around and be communing with my buddies, my besties, my girls, shopping, getting the thing on. And what's so amazing is New York City provided that for me, girl.
It is a very, very important city, yes.
All you need to do is say, I need it. And then New York City will give it to you, honey. They will give it to you. But you know what they're not giving you? Theater. They're trying to. They're trying to. They're doing their best. They're putting there's something going on. Oh, I'm actually wearing my favorite T-shirt, Adam. Do you see this?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get demonetized because of this T-shirt. Does Jack have to blur this? It's because of my breasts. Does it have to blur because it's of my breasts?
There's no money. We don't have to worry about anything.
Oh, we don't have no money?
No.
Oh, we have money. Well, y'all need to go to YouTube if you want to see this beautiful T-shirt because I got so many amazing comments today in New York City. The black girls were like, yes, honey. The black men, however, on the subway looked at me like, oh, I was like, oh, someone gonna cut me, someone gonna push me, someone gonna punch me. But you know what? I am not the one. I am not gonna let your toxic masculinity ruin my day.
That's right.
Now,
they won't break your soul. They won't break your soul.
They won't break my soul. They won't break my soul. Oh, and I named Galtney. Galtney's got a clown name finally.
Okay.
Do you want to know it?
Sure.
Okay. So Stephen Galtney's clown name. Can I get a drum roll? That's not a drum roll, Adam.
You need to specify a tempo.
Can I have enthusiasm? At the speed of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary conforming individuals, Stephen Galtney's clown name is the is silent, but you can call me Tidy Whitey. Yay! The is silent, but you can call me Tidy Whitey. Yay! That is.
You should be very proud.
His clown name. That is his clown name.
He should be very proud.
And you know what? I had thought that I had spoken to him about Hamlet, but I realized that I was speaking to you about Hamlet because he went and saw Hamlet with Jackie, and they saw it, most of it.
Did they also think it was trash?
Well, oh, did I say trash?
You did.
Did I say trash?
Yeah.
My blood sugar was low, y'all. I want to apologize for that episode. My blood sugar was low. That's what happens when you have diabetes. And you eat vegan. That's what happened. I ate that vegan meal and I was like, I thought that I had gotten all the sustenance that I'm used to getting. But the food was just basically like, look at this. Can you believe it's vegetable? So it was fancy. It was bought for me. It was paid for me by it was on my rider. And then I got home and my blood sugar went crazy. So I want to apologize for not knowing names of characters in plays that I've directed. I want to apologize for steering Adam astray. I want to apologize for any inconvenience that I may have given you when you were trying to listen to our wonderful podcast that we give you every week. If you felt like it was not what you had signed up for, I want to apologize. We've had how many episodes, Adam Marple?
180.
188 episodes. 1 + 8 is 9. New beginnings. Now a song of the God of all directions. Immortality. No limitations. Nothing to be afraid of. Indestructible. We are allowed one moment of low blood sugar. I'm so sorry. And now I'm going to sip my tea. Now, Adam, tell me, did you get the segue that I gave you earlier?
That you blew right past? Yeah, I sure did.
What was it?
You were bemoaning that there is no theater in New York.
What are we talking about today, Adam Marple?
I don't know. I think we're talking about street corners in New York City and sugary pastries or
maybe
shoes,
you know what?
Or I don't know.
I think I might have had too much sugar. Maybe I'm on a sugar high now. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary conforming individuals, I'd like to apologize for my sugar high.
Budi has two modes.
I showed the contraband. I showed the contraband. Oh no! If Akshay sees this, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. I'm eating too much sugar in New York. Akshay's gonna I'm not gonna ever leave the house. He's gonna lock me up.
Akshay's not watching the YouTube.
No, he's not watching YouTube, but he's listening to the podcast. He's still. Can you believe my man is still listening? He's listening because he wants to make sure that we don't end up in court. I think he's listening. I think he's doing his due diligence just to make sure that we don't end up in jail.
He's just sitting with a yellow legal pad, listening every single Monday.
He's listening and going, "Okay, I'm not gonna have to bail him out of jail after this week." Okay, he's still. You know my man. You know my man.
Yes, very litigious.
You know my man.
Yes.
So what are we talking about today, Adam Marple?
I sent you an article that it really struck a nerve, and it really hit me, and I think it's right on board with what we've been talking about as a company lately, and what we have been striving to do, or what we are doing. And I wanted to share it with the company. You suggested we should talk about it. Actually, we should share it widely and break it down.
Yeah, I think we should break it down because there's a lot of good stuff in here. Just for food for I mean food for thought, but also food for action
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we're on strike. Actors are on strike.
that's true.
Actors are on strike.
Writers and actors, and who
Yes.
knows what will happen later on if the other unions will also go in solidarity with them.
They're not going to cross those picket lines and I
No.
look, it's time. It's really serious. It's really serious.
Yeah.
Adam, do you have the list of things that actors are that are on strike? What that means that they're not allowed to do?
Well, there are certain contracts that don't
And then we'll
fall
get back to
under.
our article, but this is important.
Yeah.
I know, listeners, that you were expecting to listen to this about this article, but this is really important. These are our people, so we are supporting our people. And I forgot to bring this up, but I want y'all to know exactly what you are not allowed to do if you are SAG, because bitches be trying. You like be like, well, we already started this. Oh, I did. You are not crossing those picket lines, girls. Okay, so what can they do, Adam?
Okay, so I'll tell you what they still can do. I'll say that because
Okay, start with the cans.
it's a limited list
What
of
are the
what
cans?
contracts don't fall under this. So, soap operas still can continue. So that's not under the contract. That is under contention. Reality and game shows aren't listed under that contract. Podcast hosting, thankfully, is permitted,
Thank you, Jesus.
but you cannot be talking about, promoting, or the podcast cannot be about a current or past production that was under the other contract. So you can't go on and promote Oppenheimer or Barbie, and you can't go on to your own podcast and talk about other films that you have done, because anything that is promoting anything by the studios is considered scabbing.
Hell no. You
Yeah.
better don't.
Obviously, influencers. I can't believe there's an influencer agreement in this contract. That's crazy. Broadcast journalism can still go on. Commercials are still cool. Although acting under the TV theatrical contract is barred, it's allowed under the commercials contract. So you can still do commercials. This doesn't affect theater, so it doesn't affect equity contracts by equity theaters. And some promotion is acceptable if it is like fashion or for the union itself, but nothing for studios or studio work. So
Damn.
it's a very, very
Okay.
limited ability
Drop the
to
gauntlet. Now, what can they not do?
everything else.
Listen up, y'all.
Everything else. If I didn't mention anything there, if you are a union actor,
So,
don't do that.
can I finish my film?
No.
Can I send in a self tape?
No. There's no there's nothing nothing should be casting right now. Nothing should be going on. It's all stopped.
Can I act in a film?
No. That's all stopped.
Okay, good. So y'all heard what you can do. You know what you can't do. Don't say you didn't hear from here, because we know, and you better do right. Do right, because it's gonna get worse. We might end up have to like cancel all of our streaming subscriptions. I mean, this is solidarity, baby.
Mm.
Fair's fair.
That was a fiery exchange from Fran Drescher. Did you see that?
Girl, I didn't think she had it in her. I thought Fran was, wishy washy, but she threw down. She was like, "Oh, hell, did you hear about the part about the background actors?"
Oh God, yeah. That's
Adam Marple, tell them about the background actors. This is how the polarities of what Fran Drescher was actually dealing with in her meetings.
so. I recognize that a lot of our listeners are not completely aware of what is happening in the American SAG after a union strike, or why this.
But it's going to affect them.
Exactly.
If it goes even, it's going to affect the world.
That's why we are mentioning it. I'm just, so if your eyes are glazing over because you're like, why is this local union problem dealing with me? Because it is coming for everybody in the industry.
Yes, it is.
Because the contracts, what their contentions were over were a couple of things. One, the first thing that they were worried about is because of the streaming model, actors and writers are no longer getting residuals. They're no longer getting payment for people watching it after it premieres. So in network television, every single time something would play on television, let's just take Friends. Everybody loves Friends. No matter where you are in the world, you watch Friends. So when that episode premiered in 1997, those 6 actors all got paid for that episode. And then every subsequent episode since then, they are getting paid for those views. So when a network television, whether that's in Korea or in America or Singapore, buys that to show to their population, they have to pay those actors for that continued work because their continued likeness is out into the universe. And that was the way it's always been for 100 years. Not 100 years, but for a very long time.
200 years.
It's more like 60 years. But anyway,
but it feels like 200.
It feels forever. It's forever in TV years. But with the streaming model, what has happened is you can watch Friends all day long, every single day, and stream it in a bar if you want to, and those actors don't receive a dime for it. So they get paid one time for their performance, and that's it. And that changes everything about the economy for a writer and for actors. So that's one of the key things they're talking about. But the other key thing that they're talking about is AI, because what the studios want is they want those images in perpetuity. One of the things that was a major sticking point in this contract was the studios wanted the background actors of productions to have their images scanned to get paid a one-day rate, and then they could use those background actors anytime that they wanted forever.
Yeah. Forever. That they would be able to own their image any way they wanted to forever.
Yeah.
Because they're background.
Yeah.
And Fran Drescher said, Nicole. Okay, maybe she didn't say that.
She did not say that.
Maybe she didn't say that. But the vibration was still there.
The vibration was there.
She was like, bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. Not today, Satan.
Mm-mm.
Not today.
That's right.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
And they've shut it down.
Woo! We stand with our people. We stand with you actors. We stand with you writers. We are fucking in it for the long haul. We will do whatever we need to do. We got this shit. Yeah. Okay. Now, Adam.
Theater, however, is not affected.
Dun, 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 dun.
God.
What?
Nothing at all. Keep your hat on.
What, Adam Marple?
Just keep the hat on. And
you like my hair?
Nope.
What? I'm just gonna finish tying it, y'all. Y'all gotta watch YouTube because I am giving you all kinds of treats today. This is an amazing thing. When I discovered this, I realized that I can always have braids.
You look like you found somebody's braid on the subway and decided to tie it to your head. That's what you look like. Somebody left their braid on the subway and you just said, look what I got.
I got braids now. Oh wait, I'll just put it to the back.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
There we go. So I have a ponytail.
Yeah. When are you getting your braids?
Now I look like Left Eye. You're like, please, when are you getting your braids? No, it looks better on the front. I'm getting my braids in a few weeks. There we go. My bangs.
Okay.
So now I've got like George Michael like bangs. Okay, continue.
Perfect.
Theater, honey. This is theater. I am giving you theater.
It is.
This is theater.
It's farce. Anyway, yes, it is. It's true.
Farce. What you call me?
God.
Yes, and see theater. Yes, and
Mm-hmm.
so this article, Adam Marple.
This article, yeah, yeah.
What is the first thing in the article? He says, "What? Be different."
Be different. Yes.
Was I not doing that? Was I not bringing that to you?
You are constantly being different. Yes, it is true.
I give you freshness. I give you purity. I give you the bomb stickity bomb bomb. The bomb 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 bomb.
It is
be
true.
different. So what does be different mean?
Well, first off, let's talk about what we haven't even said what this article is and who it's from. Where
Girl,
it's
I'm ready. I'm in. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I want to make theater. We're on strike. We need to make theater.
We are making theater. We got lots of theater coming up for the rest of this year. So,
oh my god, y'all.
We got so many things to announce later on, but not today. This is from CultureBot. So this is this.
Is it AI?
No.
Did AI write this?
No. A guy named Andy Horowitz wrote this. CultureBot is a platform that came out of PS 122, and was a kind of like an after show blog for PS 122, which is a performance space. It's a theater space in New York. And he ran this blog, and then when he left, he took it with him, and he's kept it going. And it is a very kind of New York theater centric kind of thought, but he's constantly thinking about theater, what theater needs. He's got some really great thoughts here. And the name of this article that came out on July 1st is called "The Theaters We Need Now," and it's a long article. I highly recommend. Obviously, we both highly recommend you read it. I will be linked in the show notes below. But he's talking about with the recently there have been a couple of high profile theaters in the United States shut down.
Yeah, that's big
theaters. So we're talking Mark Taper Forum, Brooklyn Academy of Music, Long Wharf, and then the Under the Radar Festival kind of folding and going under. So like these are big.
Wait a minute! Wait!
Yes.
BAM closed?
No, BAM laid off a sizable portion of its staff. BAM still exists.
Don't do that to me, honey. I almost had to. Don't do that to our listeners.
No. BAM is okay.
Girl. Okay, and continue. I almost lost it.
So
I almost had to like take a break.
So as you can hear from Budi's expression, these are not small little mom and pop theaters. These are not just little tiny, inconsequential theaters. These are pretty massive institutions in the United States. And everybody is bemoaning what is happening. Where's the audience gone? Why aren't they coming back? We all know what COVID did, what the pandemic shutdown did to theater. But the question is, why aren't people coming back? What's keeping them away? Why are these places not able to recover? It's been 2 years. Certainly there has to be some kind of plan in place. And these are probably not the end of the closings. These are probably just the beginnings. It's going to continue. And so everybody in the industry is kind of trying to go, well, what's going on? And while there's not necessarily hard and fast answers in this article, Andy definitely tries to answer some questions as to what are possibilities moving forward, knowing this is going to continue. Why do we think it's happening? And what could we do? What could we as theater makers do to think about that? And we love his responses.
The first one is to be different.
Yeah. Stop trying to
be different.
Stop trying to do
your braids, honey. Do your braids.
Yeah, that's exactly
be different. He says the world is insane. Pandemic, Trump, Christian, white nationalist, anti-vax. It's got a whole list here. My God. Wow. And what's he trying to say here?
Beyond that list is what he's saying is there's a prevailing attitude of fuck it and fuck you, and that everybody's just assholes. Everybody's just assholes. And so what he's saying is somebody somewhere needs to model a different, better way of being in the world, propose new worlds and show how we might act in those new worlds. Be the ancestor. that you want your descendants to be proud of. Be the people that we've talked about in the village who surround the people and say, that is not you.
Yeah.
So
wear your braids. Wear your braids.
I'm sure that's exactly
With
what he
your
said,
beads.
but yeah.
Yes. Be different. I don't see you doing this, Adam.
I don't need to do that. It's okay. That's what you're there for.
Yeah, this is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is our favorite, one of our faves.
Of course. Be communal.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be a civic space, a public space, a third space? How do you need to change as an institution and as a person to be truly inclusive, welcoming communal space?
Oh, come on now. I love third space because the third vibration is my research.
Yeah.
That's Taksu.
Yeah.
The Taksu creates that third vibration. I love the idea of the third space.
Yeah.
That's just so good.
We talked about this before about all the when it was it Berkeley that was shutting down? What was it? What was in San Francisco? There was a stage that was ACT. ACT was shutting down.
ACT.
Yeah, ACT.
Wow.
When ACT was shutting down, we were talking about how people don't feel comfortable going downtown to large granite buildings to see theater. Like that's not a third space. That's not a space that I feel comfortable going into, me included. I won't mention the theater, but I went to see a show in Atlanta here, and it was tedious to get there. And fine, okay, I'm up for the adventure. But once I got there was nothing for me to stick around for. So I got into the theater about 45 minutes early, and I wanted to leave. So I went to go find something to eat, and I stayed in that restaurant to eat as long as I possibly could. And then I went to see the show, and it just didn't have soul. The space didn't have reason to keep me around.
Well,
and for sure, the community wasn't involved either. There was nobody that lived in that neighborhood that was coming to see that show.
Well, and then, but what is it? How can? And he's calling the theater an institution. I think we need to remove institution completely from theater. They have run amok in the theater and taken over, and we need to take the theater back.
Yeah.
I was years ago, because I was in my 20s in the 90s. Years ago, I had a colleague say, well, we don't have to worry about what they do in the professional theater because we get to do it in the institutions.
What?
That's the same look that I had. I was like, bitch.
What?
I didn't say it to her, but when on the inside, when I say bitch, it means how very dare you try to steal the thing that makes theater special is its uniqueness.
It doesn't even make sense.
Well, they were just justifying why they have turned to working as a teacher and not working as an actor.
I think it's something about the fact that the event itself and the place where the event sometimes takes place are the same word. I've always wanted to disconnect those two things. That's why we always do the REER for theater, the theater building and the theater event. And they are not the same thing. They need to be inextricably ripped apart. They need to be, they're not tied together. Don't think that they have to be tied together. Theater does not have to take place in a theater, because everybody thinks that it takes place in a theater, then we need to put granite walls around it, and it needs to be downtown, and it needs to have some rich white guy's name on the side of it who paid for it, and and that's not what theater is. That's not.
It makes me think of Erykah Badu. They won't be naming no buildings after me.
But we know her work.
Hello, we do. Mm-hmm. The Queen, Badu.
Yeah.
I feel like we should oh my God, you and Galtney and Jack David Burmeister and I should start a band and call it The Third Space.
We won't be doing this. But we can talk about the third point of the article.
I was looking at it too. I was like, oh no. What a segue.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the next one, Adam Marple?
The third point of the article, which I find is the least effective of his argument, but it's something we do need to talk about, and it does need more research. Be real about money.
What does that mean?
Nonprofit theater is a money-losing proposition that we must subsidize as a public good.
Why don't you like that idea?
I know I love the idea, but there is that's a lovely pipe dream idea. That's just a statement.
100%.
Right? That's
100%.
a statement that's out there. And then
only Denmark is doing it.
I want more information about that. What are his proposals on those kind of things? I mean, for sure, I agree. I absolutely 100% agree. And we've been saying that for 100 years. You know, it's not a yes and. It's a yes and what? 100 years we've been saying that. But
well,
yes.
Denmark does it.
Yeah.
Denmark does it. They subsidize their actors and their artists. If you're an artist, you're an artist.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is, after a while, if you're not making money as an artist, they want to reassign you to a different job, like becoming a teacher or a kindergarten teacher, or because you're not making money as an artist and you're just living off the dole.
Well,
the dole.
Yeah.
Welfare.
Mm-hmm.
Food stamps.
Yeah.
I love that idea. But I think it is a pipe dream in capitalist society. Where the money at? Yeah. So, move someplace where there's no capitalism, and then become a government official. And
yeah.
And that's the other thing. It's like I understand. Like, we write these things because we can still dream and have our imaginations, but this is definitely what it's going to be very difficult to push forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's sending a flare up. I mean, it's sending a flare up into the air for all of us to kind of see it.
Philanthropy.
Philanthropy, yeah.
Philanthropy.
Philanthropy. Yeah, exactly.
Philanthropy. It's for specifically for theater. Philanthropy.
Yeah. I wish.
Philanthropy for theater. Philanthropy.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic.
When I have my PhD, I'm going to make that a word.
Okay, great. Perfect.
I'm looking for a philanthropy.
We at the Theater of Others are looking for some philanthropy right now. So
it sounds like the latest drug.
You taking that philanthropy, man? Oh, I need a new fix of philanthropy.
Gotta get your scripts. So what's the next one, Adam Marple?
The next one is be more local. Invest in building up the local talent pool. Build new work locally at home. Invest in human capital and social networks.
Now, this puts pressure on the local scene. That means y'all got to show up and do something that people want to invest in. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just means kids getting up and putting on plays.
I think that would be okay. I mean, it's. I think there's a thought or a worry or a concern or a pressure that we have to do something that will transfer to Broadway, that will get seen by other people, versus going like, well, what if I just want to speak to my community here? And if it's good, then maybe it speaks to those there, but I'm not trying to do it.
I see what you mean by local. See, look at me. Look at that, capitalist brain of mine. It's like it's embedded. Yeah. It's like, show me the money, honey, but actually show me the community. Be more local. Tell our stories. Our stories, and actually fund opportunities for people to create spaces where we can tell our stories.
Because that's what inspires the next generation of storytellers, the next generation of designers, actors, writers. I mean, once they see where did you first see theater? Where were you at when you first saw theater?
My first theater experience,
was
with my dad. He was dating
I remember the story.
An acting student at University of Michigan. And he wanted to impress her by going to see her play, but he also had to babysit, so he killed two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
He took me to a play, and I was blown away. I was little. I want to say maybe I was 6 or 7. I was little. I'd never seen a play before in my entire life, and I kept turning to my dad, going, "Is this real?
Hmm.
Is this real? Dad, is this real?" And it was like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I remember black and white sets, black bodies. It was black bodies on the stage, and trying to decipher whether what I was seeing was real. Like I was just trying to figure out the form. I was like, "What is this?" I loved it. I loved it, and my brain is permanently like seared in my synapses. And you?
I have two memories because I came to theater really kind of late in terms of your story, but my family there was circus involved in my family, so I remember the circus being my first theatrical memory, and I do consider that a theatrical form. And then the second one was in the theater here in Atlanta, um, that has highly influenced my entire way of thinking about theater from the beginning to today. And so both of us, it's seared in our mind this community, this local thing that looks like how we understand the world, and
Yeah,
that's where it happens. But if we're not making
yeah.
theater in your own community, if you're not making it local, then you're having somebody else's story being told.
What kind of ancestor are you becoming?
Exactly, exactly.
What's next?
One that we are absolutely uh, uh, doing and have from the beginning.
And didn't we
Share.
also talk about this with Sarah Claire Corporandi over at Detroit Public?
Absolutely, it's true. We did. Share power. Think more creatively about artistic leadership and find models that bring more voices and perspectives into programming and new work development. There does not need to be a single artistic director.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think that's clear. Do you want to discuss why that's important, or because I think it's a colonial model,
Yeah.
and it's because it's usually a white male that's
Yeah.
that's at the head,
Yeah,
right?
it's usually a charismatic leader. It's usually, a popular auteur artist kind of thing, and you got to do all that. And everybody's got to fall in line with their vision. And I'd say probably 95% of theaters in the United States and Europe are suffering under this model of
Yeah,
one charismatic auteur director leading an entire institution of artists
yeah,
instead of co-artistic directors or a panel of an
yeah,
artistic cooperative.
yeah,
Like that's it makes sense. There are granted there are things where there needs to be somebody who makes a final decision sometimes,
yeah. Of course.
right? There's an understanding of that of what that is, but I can't imagine that associate artistic directors have any kind of power when there's an artistic director involved. Actually, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do know what you mean. And I just think that it makes for stronger work because everyone has an investment in what's being done.
What I
It's not
like,
like, oh, there goes that artistic director's work.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
they're doing it. They want us to do this, so let's
Yeah.
let's, let's just do it.
What I like about the way that we do it is, obviously the two of us as co-artistic directors, but we also we hand off things to people like you know, podcast and audio play is that's Jack. Steven's
That's his
handling, Steven's also handling audio.
standing.
Standling. Steven is also handling. Like everybody has that's what we want to empower everybody to we want you to have your thing. Like,
Yeah,
what are your dreams for wanting to do here? Like, what shows do you want to do? What should we, Tanvi came to us with an idea of I want to be doing something else, and you guys aren't doing it, and we're like, okay, go do that. Yeah, let's help you figure that
Oh, by
out.
the way, we are looking for a. What are we looking for?
We were looking for a communications and social media manager. That's what we're looking
Yeah,
for. Yes.
we're looking for communications and social media manager. If you want to be the theater of others, communication and media, social media and person handler.
If you want to help a brother out on
You want to
Instagram
help a
and
brother out.
communications, that'd be
You need to help.
yeah.
You need to hook us up. Budi at theaterofothers.com or Adam at theaterofothers.com.
There we go. Yeah,
Hit us
exactly. Because
up. Hit us up.
Tanvi is still with us. She's going to be doing some amazing things that we would never do on our own. For sure, I would never do on my own.
Yeah. She's going to be writing the next new musicals of the world.
That's right. And
produced by Theater of Others.
And bringing in more musical theater things into the Theater of Others. So again,
your favorite, Adam. Your
never do that. I would never do that, but I believe in her. So that's why we're doing that.
We both do.
Yeah.
We both do.
Yeah.
So what's the next one, Adam Marple?
Be more adventurous.
Hello, what is this?
I like this. Expand the palette of quote-unquote theater to include a wider variety of work that reflects different modes of making and invites an audience to ask 100%. Different questions, have different 100%. Conversations, and offer more ways of participating in the theatrical experience.
100%. You know me. I'm in my performance art life. Like,
be more 100%. Adventurous. Be more adventurous.
Yes. We do it with our company with site-specific work. We're always changing it. And the space is the character in the play. So, and Galtney knows to write for whatever the space is. Like, remember when we had to write for being online? The online was the space, and Galtney that was the other character in the room.
Yeah.
So yes, be more adventurous, y'all. Don't be stuck on the proscenium stage.
Yeah, I really hope this oogie period that we're in right now. We're in a really oogie period, and we're like, just nothing is working, and people are just still doing the same old stuff. I hope we do abandon. I don't want to say abandon completely naturalism, realism, but like, theater can be something else. Theater should be something else. It's a conversation. It's a community.
If you're going to do naturalism, realism, you better fucking do it right. Like, and you have to do it that is based upon our culture today, not based upon the Russians of the 20th century.
It should. Well, here's what naturalism and realism should be. It should be special.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? It should be special. It should be the standard. It should not be the norm. It should be. Yeah. It should be like, wow, that show was so real. Yeah. I didn't know where it ended and where it began. That'd be cool. Exactly. I'd watch that. Exactly. That'd be neat. Exactly. But it's not every single show is like, yeah, I saw them pretending to try and be real over there. That was weird.
That was Coming Uppins. Y'all need to see Coming Uppins. Is it still out? The Coming Uppins, Up and Comings, coming up,
the Come Uppins,
the Come Uppins,
the Coming Uppins.
The Coming Uppins,
up and coming Coming Uppins,
the Coming Uppins,
the Coming Uppins,
the Up and Comings,
the Come Uppins.
Go see it, Horizon. Read it, be around it. It was naturalism at its best. Brittany Bradford.
Okay.
Brittany Bradford.
It's a very different name.
She's in it. She was in it. She's amazing. She's amazing. Michelle Kwan did not perform in this
Michelle Kwan did not. No.
What's the next one?
Next one, I'm going to read this entire thing here because we're thinking about this right now as well. Be purpose-driven, not merely mission-driven. Translate the mission and vision statements very specifically into action, not vague generalities that border on meaninglessness. We, as institutions, organizations, and individuals, have a purpose on this earth, in this life. Our purpose, if we have chosen the path of nonprofit arts, is to bring people together, to foster imagination and creativity in our communities, to build bridges and connections and partnerships with artists. One of the ways we do that is by supporting local artists and inviting artists into our communities to use their creative gifts to produce experiences that inspire, move, provoke, entertain, and encourage us to be alive and fully human as we can be.
That's fucking good theater.
Yeah.
That's good theater. If you can do that, I will pay for your ticket. That's good theater. Purpose-driven.
Yeah.
Why the hell are we doing this?
Yeah.
And keep asking that question with every show you do. Why are we doing this? What is the reason for this?
Yeah.
Keep questioning and end with a question mark. Don't end with like, oh, we know. Mm-hmm. End with, okay, what's next? Did we do it?
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things of like when you're in the space together as a team, that you have the the integrity to sit back and be together and go, what are we doing? Who are we doing it for?
Mm.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah. Have I ever? I think I showed it. Do you know the Ghent Manifesto? Have I talked about this on the podcast?
As in Peer Gynt?
No, as in Ghent, Belgium, the National Theater of.
A
I think so.
long time ago. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Let me read
Okay.
it. Read it. We're here. We got to keep repeating it in order for people to get it. And we've got new listeners. We have old listeners.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they stayed with us.
So this was created in 2018 by Milo Rao, the artistic director of NT Ghent, the National Theatre of Ghent. And it's how they create all of their shows from now on. It's a manifesto. It's something that, as artists, you create a manifesto to try to live up to. But of course, you can't always. But it's a beautiful way of thinking about and answering, should we do this or should we not do this? Why are we doing this? With these 10 provocations. So I'm going to read the 10 provocations and maybe we can talk about them or not. But I think I've mentioned it before in the podcast. 1, it's not just about portraying the world anymore. It's about changing it. The aim is not to depict the real, but to make the representation itself real, which we just talked about with naturalism and realism. So
yeah.
Number 2, theater is not a product. It is a production process. Research, casting, rehearsal, and related debates must be publicly accessible.
Who wrote this?
NT Ghent, Milo Rao. Yeah.
I mean, like, clearly more than one person had
the company, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, yeah.
Number 3,
the authorship is entirely up to those involved in the rehearsals and the performance, whatever their function may be, and to no one else. What that means is stage managers, technicians, anybody that works on that show is an author of that show. It's a different way of thinking about it. 4, the literal adaptation of classics on stage is forbidden. If a source text, whether book, film, or play, is used at the outset of the project, it may only represent up to 20% of the final performance time.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well,
right?
then, that means that... that means that Hamlet that I saw got away with murder.
Yeah, well.
If it was produced by this company.
5, at least a quarter of the rehearsal time must take place outside a theater. A theater space is any space in which a play has been rehearsed or performed.
Oh, so like in the forest.
Site-specific, in the city, downtown, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Number 6, at least 2 different languages must be spoken on stage in each production.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Can we add that to ours?
Yeah. I mean,
I love that.
We need to come up with a manifesto. I have my own rules every single time I do a show, but I think as a company, like these are.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean,
especially for us, we're so damn international.
International. Yeah. we're so ashy. We're international. Exactly.
We're international.
Yeah, exactly.
International.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you hear that, team? We need to add this one.
Yeah.
What's next?
Number 7, at least 2 of the actors on stage must not be professional actors. Animals don't count, but they are welcome.
Okay.
That's their tying into the community part that they're talking about.
Yeah, that's building the community. Okay.
Number 8, the total volume of the stage set must not exceed 20 cubic meters, i.e., it must be able to be contained in a van that can be driven with a normal driving license.
Wow, that's cool.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah.
We could do that one.
We could. This one, number 9, this is a tough one. This is the one that they recognize is something that they're still working on.
Okay.
At least 1 production per season must be rehearsed or performed in a conflict or war zone without any cultural infrastructure.
Wow, how? So are they in the Ukraine right now?
I don't think they're in the Ukraine, but they have been in Beirut. They have been in Afghanistan or Iraq. They have been. They have gone to other locations.
Oh, that's scary.
I know, but
Well, well, as long as they have people in their infrastructure that can do that,
yeah,
that's one that's really like pulling on the skills of the company.
yeah. Well,
That's
again, the National Theatre of
that
Ghent.
scares me.
This is the thing. The National Theatre of Ghent is one of the most funded national theaters in all of Europe.
Okay.
So
Okay. There
when
you go.
he came in to take over, he's just like, well, if we're going to have this much money,
Yeah.
we need to do something with it.
Well, it's it's the National Theater, so it's not like us bums coming in and doing a guerrilla show in the middle of a war zone.
No, we're not going to do that.
Ah! Can you move the set to the left, please?
Yeah, right. No, it's
That war torn building is in the way.
can
No,
some,
and Adam's like, no, keep it.
can we stop the grenades for just a minute? Just a minute, please. We are trying to
Adam,
rehearse here.
Adam, I'm trying to. I can't. Oh my! I had a flashback to when we did negligence with the
With the motorcycles.
Yeah. There was someone that we was a site specific place, and we had this. We were performing in this like
Industrial car park.
industrial area,
Yeah.
and there was this motorcycle
Mechanic.
garage right next door, and they were literally
just...
like, yes. Yeah, they were revving their engine, rung, 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 rung. And I had to, and it was my only time to run the whole show before we opened. So I had to go into my Zen place and play and perform. Yeah. So maybe we actually can work in a war-torn conflict area.
Yeah, we'll see. The last one, number 10. Each production must be shown in at least 10 locations in at least 3 countries. No production can be removed from the repertoire before this number has been reached.
Fierce.
Yeah.
That's fierce.
Yeah. I believe in that theater. I like that theater. I've seen his work. I've seen the company's work. It's good. It's very good. You can definitely feel, if you know this, you can definitely feel them striving for something different in their work, and it's a North Star for them to go for. It is the theaters we need.
And where can people find this theater? What country? What city? When's their season?
Ghent, Belgium. That's where they're at.
Les Belgiques.
Yes, exactly.
They were horrible colonists, though. The
yes, they are. Yes, they were.
They destroyed the Congo, and maybe they're making up right now for their theater.
Yeah,
they need to go to war-torn Congo. They need to open up a theater in the Congo. That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
And on our list, we have one last thing.
On our list of the theaters we need now, be generous, be creative, be brave, be utopian, dream big, start from love.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy, we want you on the podcast. We want you to come on and talk. We want to
be a dreamer.
Dream with you.
So, why don't we take a break? I think it's time for that. Ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary conforming individuals, you are listening to the stereo sounds of J.D.B. Jack David Burmeister. Jack, that's amazing. You always know exactly what Mama needs.
You go, girl.
Thank you, Daddy. So we're back. It's time for provocations. Adam Marple, do you have a provocation? Provocation?
I do.
I can't speak English today.
You can't.
Do you have a
You
provocation?
I do. I read this article. I mean, it's a long article. Yeah. We just kind of really did just skim bits of it, but it's really good. And I implore you. There are a lot of links in this article as well. So click on the links because there are other articles that also go really deep. There's a beautiful article about theater going as spiritual practice. I mean, just. It's some really lovely thoughts. I mean, it really is one of those things where you can hear him just kind of like screaming like, come on, we've got to save theater. We got to do something different. So it's really, I really highly recommend you read this. And we're also going to put a link in the show notes as well to another article that is not this. That is, it's kind of arguing for something a little opposite of this, but just to have a balance kind of, yes. I don't want to say a balanced point of view, but just to hear somebody else's a critique of some of the things that he's calling for here.
And he's global majority. He's Latino, so it's not a crazy white person with a privileged opinion. It's a color person with an opinion.
Yeah.
Well, that's really great. I like that provocation, and I'm going to add on to that. I'm going to say pick one of them, give it a go, and let us know what it's about. Which one really inspired you? If we get that you are in a war-torn country working on something, that's going to be really exciting to hear. You have to let us know. So pick one, and let us know. Let us know how it's going.
Yeah.
How will we know they did this, Adam Marple?
They're going to go to speakpipe.com/theater of others. Again, speakpipe.com/theater of others. Theater with R-E, not an E-R, not the building, not the institution. Theater of others, all one word. You can leave a 90-second voice message there. We'll play it on air. We could also go to send an email to podcast@theaterofothers.com. We could read it on air. We love hearing from people. So we are also on Instagram, Facebook, our website, and Threads.
Ooh, my nipples just got hard. We're on Threads?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We are on a queer-friendly zone. We are on Threads.
It's a queer-friendly zone? Okay.
Yes, all the gays are on Threads.
None of the gays are on Twitter? Is that what you're saying? They've all abandoned Twitter?
The gays are all over Twitter.
Okay.
Well, they are all over Twitter.
Well, we have never been on Twitter. We've never been on Twitter, so
we're free. We are free from the Elon Musk.
Exactly.
As I drive my Tesla.
As you drive your Tesla.
Girl, why's that car to be so good?
Yeah.
Well, they need to come and listen to us a lot more. And you know how they're going to do that?
How are they going to do that?
I'm talking to you, listeners. I am talking to you. I am telling you. Hold on. This is...
Oh, God.
I had to fix my hair. My
I have a feeling it's not going to fix. There's a whole lot more fix that needs to happen.
I just got to bun it.
When are you getting your braids? God.
I got braids right here. I got 3 braids right here.
Go back to DC. Go back to Aisha's and get those braids done. Stat.
You need, if you want to see this hair, this man and this hair once a week, you need to subscribe. We come to your inbox week. And how could you miss any episode? You want to be there. You want to be there and support us and listen to us. And I'm trying to take this thing out of my hair because I'm offending Adam. How's that?
Yes. Thank you. As the pictures from Deadpool 3 have leaked with Wolverine this week, I see you in solidarity with him with your Wolverine hair. Yeah.
I'm wearing my crown. I'm a black man. I am wearing my crown. Your hair is your crown, and I'm wearing my crown.
You were giving all kinds of Wolverine, Don King.
Wolverine King.
Wolverine, Don King. Yeah.
Basquiat. It's a Basquiat crown. And it will come to your inbox a week if you subscribe, y'all.
That's right.
And if you really like us, you can give us what my Uber driver and I do. My Uber driver and I, we have this agreement. You give me 5 star. I give you 5 star. 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. It's a win-win. It's a non-sum in-game win.
Non-zero sum.
Non-sums game.
Non-zero sum game.
What you call me?
Non-zero sum game.
That too. And then if you really like us, please like me. They really like me. They really, really like me. You can give us a comment. Leave a comment. Say, wow, I wish I could give them 6 stars. You know, this podcast, I wish I could give them 6 stars.
The 6 stars for Oprah.
The 6 stars. The 6th star is for Oprah. It's the shining star. The sixth is always the shining star. Mm. It will raise us on the algorithms. Mm-hmm. We will go from the top 5% podcasts of the world to the number 1 podcast of the world. And people are going to be like, what? A theater podcast? Number 1 in the world? Then we know that the world understands that theater matters, Adam Marple.
Yeah. That's right.
And then Oprah will come and bless us with her presence.
It's true.
And when I say presence, I mean, you get a car.
I'd like a car. That'd be fantastic.
I want a house. I want an Oprah house. I want Oprah's
You have
Christmas
a house.
Gifts.
You have a beautiful house.
I do. I have 2 beautiful houses.
Yeah. Well, I just need one. Then you have to be beautiful. I will take ugly
house?
No, I don't want an ugly house. Somewhere between beautiful and ugly, and not mediocre. What's north of mediocre?
Average.
I'll take a decent house. You know what? No.
Like that D.
I'll take a decent apartment. I don't want a house. I want a decent apartment.
Why don't you want a house?
I don't want to be tied down someplace.
Baby, I'm telling you, it's not being tied down. If you don't want to stay there anymore, you can rent it out.
I don't want to have to. No. I'll take a decent apartment, Oprah. You heard it here first, Oprah. All I'm asking for is a decent apartment.
Where's my apartment?
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
See, look at that. You're smiling.
Yeah. We got me here. Yeah.
I turned your frown upside down.
Yeah, you did.
See, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary conforming individuals, white men can smile.
But stay away from them if they are, because that means bad news.
Stay away from them if they're smiling and you're not present, making them smile. If they're smiling on their own, that means they've done something diabolical.
That's right. They're up to no good at all.
Something audaciously diabolical. I love you, Adam.
I love you too.
You're the best.
You go, girl.
Thank you, Daddy. And for you listeners out there, we'll be back in your inbox next week. Bye!
Thanks for joining us this week on the Theater Brothers podcast. Make sure to visit our website, theaterbrothers.org, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or via RSS, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. A special thank you to Purple Planet for the music you've heard. The Theater Brothers creates a shared community of artists and audiences for the purposes of exploring the most profound issues of our lives and times. We believe the play watches the audience. The audience is necessary, and they are witness to what happens. And you get to be witness to us making that happen. The purpose of this podcast is to open up our process and let you in. We're peeling back the curtain, so to speak, and encouraging you to follow along, to ponder, prod, and question, to join us and criticize us if need be. Being a witness is no passive task and requires much from you. Are you up for the journey? Be sure to tune in next week for our next journey.